Hi, this is me doing a video blog of a project that's been waited for years. I'm nailing everything at the moment. It's a very exciting time. So today what I'm recording in stages is the building of the new workbench. So the workbench in the Eve2 studio is the heart of operations. Everything happens on the workbench. And what we've been using for the last couple of years is this really horrible rickety thing. And it's been terrible, really terrible, but necessary. And the trouble is that because it's the heart of operations, everything lives on it or around it or under it, and it's so difficult to find a time when I can just rip it all to pieces and start again because we need it. So I actually started on the workbench last Monday thinking I had a quiet week. Then tons of jobs came in, and I've been working all week on a workbench where one of the legs had one screw holding it together, and it was awful. Anyway, so this is what the plan is. If you look under my feet, so this stuff here, this is what was hiding underneath the workbench. And what I need to do is salvage bits from the old workbench. So here currently is the top. This was the top of the workbench that we were using. It's nicely constructed here, but the legs, which are on this part here, they were really wobbly. And the top side is this piece of plyboard, which is really gnarled up now, if you look here. So I really can't do anything nice on here. And what I'm aiming to do is to create a beautiful workbench with incredible storage underneath. That's so solid it would survive a nuclear blast, and it's going to be beautiful. So that's what the plan is, and we're going to see how we get on. I'm going to salvage these bits of wood. I'm going to use this top here. That's going to be shelving to go underneath. So these were the old legs and frame, which was holding up the old workbench. I've dismantled those. And then Eve2 is on the site of a garden centre, and by the skips this week. So I was going to go to a DIY store. This is about God's provision here. So I was going to go to a DIY store, a timber merchant, and I was going to buy some great big chunks of wood. These are great big chuckers. And I thought I need some really sturdy legs. So these guys, these are big old things. And I was going to buy these, and they would have cost me probably, I don't know, easily have paid £100 for this much wood. And I drove into work last week, and by the skips, there's all this wood. And so I went into the managers and I said, hey, what's all that wood? And they said, oh, it's a pagoda. We've taken it down. I said, can I have it? And they said, yeah, of course you can. So here we go. There's an old pagoda, and I'm going to turn it into a new frame for my workbench. Check in later. Okay, so here's the plan. This is one of the enormous, must be like 8 foot, no, maybe 9 foot tall or more. This huge, chunky timber here, and I've got a whole stack of those. And these ones on the floor, this is the ones I've salvaged from the previous workbench. And they worked kind of effectively. It was the legs that were the biggest problem. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these down to the right height that I'm going to want the workbench to be. So what you're looking at here, this is it flipped over. So down there on the floor, that's going to be the top of the workbench. These are going to be the legs going down to the floor. So you're going to flip all this over when it's done. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to chop these legs to the right length, and then I'm going to screw these bits heavily into here, and then these are going to give me the surface onto which I'm going to fix my worktop, and then along this length here I'm going to put in some more bracing and shelving and so on. That's the plan. So let's get to work. Well, we've chopped the first bit of the leg off. Here it is over here, gone for 1 metre tall. This is exactly 1 metre, and that's because 1 metre is a nice number, and 1 metre seems to be about the distance from the floor to where my waist is, where I bend. So if I've got to bend over this table, I should be able to relatively easily. That's the hope anyway. Right, 3 more to do. So my large format printer just over here has just printed out the logo of Eve2, and it's a print and cut machine, so it will print things to any size, and then it's got a high precision computer controlled blade which will follow any vector line I tell it from the laptop. So this is literally hot off the press. So I come up over here. Here's the Eve2 logo. Oops, there it is. One Eve2 Workbench. Woo! Bye.